Hello, I'd like to begin talking today about writing in a way that Thich Nhat Hanh talks about doing the dishes. Thich Nhat Hanh is a Buddhist monk and a teacher, and he says when you do the dishes, say after dinner, really do the dishes. And that means whatever it is that you're doing, be present with the doing of that. If it's doing the dishes, do the dishes. If it's drinking tea, drink the tea. And if it's writing, really be present with your writing. Don't let your mind stray. Be with the sensations of the doing, of the activity of writing. Be present. In his analogy of doing the dishes, he says, just feel the warm soapy water on your hands and listen to the splashing of the water and feel the scrubbing with the sponge, and you're cleaning the dishes, and just really pay attention to what you are doing. Be present with this. This connection, this deeply present connection, leads to an appreciation, joy, and I feel like an abundance. We can really, the sensations of life, of living, of being present themselves can overwhelm us with joy and beauty. And this is exactly what we can practice with writing. Being present with our writing. So in this video, I want to just bring your attention or bring you this as a reminder that writing and creating is just simply an honoring of the creative moment, a creative instant. And what is required of us is to simply be present with this instant, which is never going to come again. Just be here and write. Commune with the fullness of what is right now in life. That is the end game, and this engagement activates this aliveness in you. You touch, when you are present, the aliveness that you are. So welcome to Devotion to Writing, a channel devoted to helping you cultivate a daily writing practice and realize that you are creative abundance. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for watching. Please like and please subscribe. That will help this reach more people. I'd appreciate that. If this is not your first time, welcome back. It is wonderful to see you again, and thanks for joining in. So I want to start with just asking one simple question of you. What is your relationship to writing or to creating? At this moment, what is your relationship? And if you're thinking, what is he talking about? What does this question mean, my relationship? Well, let me explain. We have to have a relationship with our writing or our creativity, with our creative self, and with our work. So when we have a relationship, we are in relationship both to the work that we're producing, but also to that part in us that is creating, that creator in us. And like any relationship, these require our time and our attention and our presence, right? Which is a form of affection or love. We need to show up and commit if we want this relationship to flourish. This is how our writing grows. This is how our creative expression grows. This is how this relationship grows. We have to first prioritize the relationship and honor it like you would any relationship, friendship. Tend to it, give to it, and don't be critical of it. Don't keep pushing it down each time you write or each time you create something. Don't judge that, and don't judge yourself. This is the practice. Writing and creating requires our presence. It requires a daily showing up if possible. And if we can't show up daily, then at least be consistent in getting to the page or getting to the canvas or singing or whatever it is your expression is, consistently, doing it more often than not. This is how the relationship grows. And what happens when we keep coming to the page to write is our trust grows. We begin to trust that creative part of ourselves, that part knows what to do. And we also begin to trust the work that we produce, or the work itself, that it is becoming something, even if we're not sure what it is. Then also our patience grows, our patience again with ourselves and for the work that we're creating. And a history develops simply by coming to the page frequently, daily if possible, but consistently. We develop a history with ourselves, with our creative process. This develops this habit of writing. And the habit, don't be lazy about it either. We can't be lazy. We have to kind of hold ourselves to some sort of rigor, some standard to be, and that standard or that rigor is to just be as fully present and attentive as we possibly can. Again, to go back to Thích Nhât Hanh's doing the dishes, feeling the water, feeling the bubbles, right? To be fully invested in just that and feel this beauty of even doing a mundane thing like doing the dishes. In the case of writing, feel yourself seated here, now, at the page, present in your mind, present with your thoughts, your memories, your sensations, present with your body, present with this aliveness that is engaged with what you are doing, this activity of writing, which is conjuring from nothing this everything that you possess. It is really a beautiful, mindful practice to be present and to write, to feel what comes up in you, the sensations, the emotions, the memories, the images, and to just put these down one thing at a time. Do one simple thing on the page at a time. And when you write, when we create, we can't simultaneously be judging and critiquing what we are doing. Our task is simply to write. We're not there in the moment to judge. And this we have to, I think, train ourselves to get. This has to become the habit of not judging, of being able to honor simply that we are here to write, not to judge, not to critique, but to be present with each word, each image, each idea, each sensation as it comes, to honor this and to engage with this. And this is the only way that these things that are coming up in us can survive. They can come alive. They must first be allowed to be alive in us, alive for us. We need to feel each thing, see each thing fully, experience it, its warmth, its texture, its scent, right? Feel it in our bodies, and then we can write it, or as we are writing it. But it has to live in us first, and it can't live in us if we are trying to write it and judging it, and critiquing it, right? We need to get that judgmental side out of the way. It is truly, truly miraculous that what we do when we are present is create. That the fact that we create out of nothing something is miraculous. And it comes from simply noticing, from bringing our attention. Wherever we put our attention, we create. Noticing is such a joy. And writing is noticing. And then writing is a joy. But if we're in a hurry, or if we want to move on from the writing, if we're impatient with ourselves, if we are judging, if we start doubting the quality or the quantity of what we are writing, what we are doing, if we start judging, this is a silly idea, this is a silly image, I can't write this, we immediately, we break that connection with the sensation, with the experience, with the image, with the moment of honoring our creativity. All of those sensations, all of those images, everything that we are embedded in when we are engaged with the writing, all that we have conjured instantly vanishes, simply because we have taken our attention, our presence from it. It vanishes. We lost that connection because we have judged it, because we have critiqued it. Noticing requires presence, and presence invokes magic. the moment, the instant when we are writing, if we are present, it opens and reveals to us life's secret fullness and abundance. And truly, this is all we really are, is abundant. We are fullness. We are always creating until we come in and start to judge and start to chat about what is not working or why it is not working. Now, I'm not saying that there's no time to come back in and craft our work. There is a place for that. But that place is not when we are writing, in that instant of creativity, when we are inventing, when we are discovering. That space is only for inventing, discovering, letting the magic unfurl, letting the energy flow through us, entertaining everything that comes, anything that comes. We need to be fully present there at the page. It doesn't take much. You're going to find when you have this habit, when you're cultivating your practice, that it does not take much to overflow you. A few moments of your presence on the page, just a few moments when it is just you and the page, and you immerse in that, you will find this overflows you, that you are full of images, full of language, full of music, full of ideas, full of wondrous things that you simply need to be present with, to see them welling up in you, rising up in you. So from that perspective, what is there to judge, right? You are just there to be present with this wondrous activity that is happening naturally in you. Why would you judge it? How can you judge what is just becoming? Really, it's just for you to be there and honor. And that is the practice, to just see what is miraculously becoming from and because of you, from and because of your presence. You don't have to do anything special in order to write. You simply need to show up and be present. You already can write. You have all the talent, all the ability, all the experiences you need. It's already in you. It's already in everyone. But we aren't accustomed to writing, to creating without judgment. And I don't know why this is. I totally understand it, though. It is a struggle for me. It's a struggle for everyone. Believe me, even the most accomplished writer, poet, painter that you know struggles at times with the creativity, with being present without judging, right? It just doesn't, it should come naturally, but for whatever reason we have a very judgmental thing about, especially I think about writing. I don't know why, but our practice must be to change that habit, because these are thoughts that we have about the writing. These are things that we layer on top of the creative moment. We have to begin to change this relationship we have so that when we come to the page, we're just really present with what is coming through us to the page. That is the relationship we're cultivating to the work that we're producing, but also to that creative self that we are. Just being present with this and cultivating that relationship with that self in a non-judgmental way. We have to recondition, as it were, ourselves to be kind, to be open, to be tolerant, to be accepting, to be playful, to be willing to discover, to investigate, right? To be conduits for this energy that is coming through us. So being present with the creative self. So tell the critic when it comes in, tell that judgmental voice when it comes in, now is not your time. And make room then for this relationship with your creative self and for your work to thrive, right? Just so when that critical mind comes in, you say, this is not your time. We can come back to this. Just allow me this space to be present and do the dishes, or write this sentence, or be with this image, and see it as clearly and feel it as clearly and embody it as clearly and concisely as I can so that I can write it. You can always come back and edit. You can always come back and play with the images and metaphors and rearrange things and enjoy then playing with this material that you've created, this, playing with what you have written, exploring it more. Right now you have this, once you've written something too, now you can go back and you have something to play with. It is like clay or like blocks or like paints or whatever it is. You have a material that you can now play with. But first, the first thing when you are creating something new, you have to allow yourself the freedom to simply be present and write whatever comes without judgment, right? Being present, tending to only what comes from the moment of your presence. So I would like you to, I want to give you a writing prompt, which is to write about a time that you were present in an activity or an activity that you do where you are very present and not judging, and describe that activity. It could be knitting, it could be holding a child, it could be going for a walk, playing a sport, whatever. It could be writing. Whatever it is, describe on the page what this is like, what it feels like to just be engaged with this activity, to be engaged in this relationship and the fullness of it. So last week in the video I proposed a writing challenge, and I'd like to do the same today. And this challenge is the same. It is to write every day for 7 days for at least 10 minutes. So write every day for at least 10 minutes for the next 7 days. And I think it would be helpful, it's helpful for me to set a time of day that you can do it. So think about your day, your schedule. Can you find 10 minutes or more in the morning? Or could you do it right before bed? Or can you do it at lunchtime? Whatever it is, find a time, stick to it for the next 7 days and write. And don't worry about what you're writing, why you're writing it, what it could be, who's going to read it. None of that matters. Simply start to cultivate this practice of sitting and writing and not judging and feeling what it is like to be present with this creativity, this creative energy that you are, and the work that comes of that, and the beauty that you make of that, and the abundance of these images, these ideas that come to you if you simply get out of your way and allow things to flow. It isn't important what you write, it is only important that you write. And you start cultivating this daily habit of writing. And then you will see, you will start to realize through this simple practice of engaging daily or consistently, you will begin to see what an incredible journey creativity, writing, this being present creatively leads you on. Such a miraculous journey of discovery. So let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear how you're doing with this challenge. If you're able to write for 7 days, I'd like to hear if you made it 1 day or 2 days. Share with me what you've written. I'd always love to read these. You can put them in the comments, or you can also send me a message at devotiontowriting.com. And if you need help with your writing practice, you need help cultivating this daily habit, let me know how I can help. Watch these videos. Again, subscribe if you have not. Like this video, but also at devotiontowriting.com you can find out about online and in-person workshops, retreats, residencies that I lead throughout the year, simply to help you develop this relationship to your writing self, to your creative self, and to your written work. Now, as always, I hope you write deeply today. I know that if you do write, you will write beautifully, because beautiful is what you are. Blessings.